kernels, welcome back to Popcorn Slimes. My name is Michelle, and today I have the very last holiday slime theme review for you for the year of 2021. The slime shop that I ordered from this time was called Snoop Crunch, and they had a ton of really great looking holiday slimes, so I was really excited to try them. Let's get into it. My package did take a little bit longer to arrive. I believe there was just some slowdown with the holidays and things going on with the shop, so it took about 3 weeks to arrive. I ordered it in early November, but it still arrived on time for me to do the holiday theme, which was really nice. Everything came beautifully packaged, nicely bubble wrapped. There was also packing peanuts to fill the voids. I also got some really pretty green. Here is everything I got all laid out. I ordered a total of 5 slimes. Some of them were some DIY slimes, which I was really excited for. I also got a business card, some borax, some tiny peppermint candies, and this really big, awesome candy cane. I also will note that this business card is really nice and professional. It has the care sheet on the back, and they did send me an extra free slime with my order. The first slime I'm going to show you guys is this freeze slime. It did leak a little bit, but as you know if you've seen my other videos, I do not rate free slimes. I just show them to you guys so you can see what I got. I did notice when I opened the jar that some of the red sprinkles that were used did bleed. However, I think that this ended up being okay once I mixed everything in. This was such a cool thick and glossy. I was really excited by the free sample because if the other thick and glossy bases were like this, I knew it was going to be a really good shop. I don't know if this is a glue all thick and glossy base or what, but it's so thick, and when you pull it, it gets matte, but it shines up right away. However, I will say that it was just a tiny bit tacky. I'm not sure if my hands were a little bit dry or what was going on, but I felt like all of these bases were just like a little bit tackier than I was expecting. This one smelled like cereal milk and it was so good. I have been carrying around this little free because it's awesome to play with, very holdable, and great for the holidays. So the first slime I tried that I did order was called Peppermint Hot Chocolate. This is a thick and glossy slime that has some of these popcorn peanuts on top to act as marshmallows on your hot chocolate. Again, I was really impressed by this thick and glossy. It was so thick. It gave amazing finger pokes, and I still can't figure out like what the recipe is, which is probably good. They should keep it to themselves. But I just was stunned with how thick and stretchy it was, and it felt like it was going to rip and tear like some of those other thick and glossies that are more of a rubbery texture, but that did not happen. Inside this slime, I also got this cute little hot chocolate charm. To me, this smelled like a buttercream that someone put a little bit of chocolate syrup in. I used to work in a bakery, so I'm very familiar with some of those sweet scents. To me, it definitely smelled more like a vanilla buttercream in there with a little bit of maybe chocolate flavoring. It's so hard to get a chocolate scent perfectly. However, I have had the hot chocolate scent come through in some other slimes, so this one threw me off a little bit because it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. The scent was not horrible, however, I'm not a huge fan of it because it does kind of have this little bit of a cream cheese, like sharp undertone, and I just thought that it could have smelled a little bit more like hot chocolate to me. However, scents are very objective because everyone smells things differently. As for the slime itself, I thought it was super awesome. I did find it a little bit sticky, which was so confusing because it was so thick, but it was still sticky, although it didn't tear, so I don't know. I had to activate it a little bit. I think my hands might have been dry on this day. I'm not really sure. Either way, when I was mixing, I really felt like this was like hot chocolate or a brownie mix. It was the perfect color, and I really liked the addition of the foam beads inside to give it some really cool texture. Additionally, the slime just made the best sounds, so like I couldn't be mad at it. It was really good. Overall, there was no really big major problems that stood out to me. I think that the slime was just a little bit on the tackier side. Even when I activated it, once you start to pull it more, it gets tacky very easily. I'm not sure if it's because it's a glue-all base or what's going on there. So that is one thing that I didn't like about the slime. But other than that, I thought it was really cute. For all of those reasons, I'm giving this slime 4 out of 5 popcorns. The next slime I tried was called Sugar Cookie Latte. This one also came a little bit leaked, but that's okay. I was able to pull it off and it didn't ruin any of my other slimes. This base was just like the other thick and glossy bases, like the free sample and the one in the hot cocoa. It was so glossy and it matted when you pulled, but then it glossed right up. It was just, I have not experienced this kind of texture before and I really enjoyed it. I will say I felt this one was a little less thick than the hot cocoa one. I was definitely able to spread it and it was a little bit more on the slimy side. There was still that stickiness and tackiness. However, it was so fun to play with. I really enjoyed it. It kind of reminded me of the scent from the hot cocoa one, like minus the chocolate. It was really yummy. It had this kind of buttercream sugared smell with a hint of coffee. Because it is named latte, I would have liked to see maybe a little bit of a stronger coffee scent. However, I think that this one smelled really good as it was. This was a DIY slime, so I was able to have this base, which acted as the base to my latte, as well as this thick and glossy white to go on top. This white was the same texture as the other thick and glossies, as well as the base and the free I tried. Additionally, it came with some sprinkles and this tiny little baby resin ice cube that I'm obsessed with because you can keep it in while you play. It's not bulky and it's just adorable. I will say the mixing experience of this slime was fun. The only thing I would say about this mixing is that it wasn't as satisfying as others because it was just mixing the same type of slime into the slime that was already there. But I did like the DIY aspect, and once those tiny little sprinkles were added in, it gave it some great texture. So when I first played with this slime, I really wasn't sure I liked it because I was confused by the texture. However, now that I go back, like I am in love with this texture. I can pull it and it doesn't rip. And while it is still a little bit on the tackier side, I just am obsessed with this. I think it's a glue-all mix. I'm not sure. But all of the other bases from this shop also are that same texture. So I'm not going to go into that much more. Just so you know, if I say that it's thick and glossy, it is this texture and it's really enjoyable. I was getting cake batter vibes after mixing this. I don't know about you. I wish there was a little bit of a stronger coffee scent so that the latte came through to me more because honestly, I thought this was like birthday cake batter. Either way, I really enjoyed this slime. The add-ins were cute and I thought that it was well executed. For all of those reasons, I'm giving this slime 5 out of 5 popcorns. The next slime I tried was called Peppermint Cocoa Cup. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am obsessed with chocolate and mint. It's one of my favorite mixtures and combinations, so I was very excited for this one. Like the other bases, this one was really thick, really glossy. I think this one tended to be a little bit more on the thicker side, which I thought was okay because there was going to be some more slime added in and you wanted the integrity of that slime to stay. This slime base was strongly scented like peppermint. There really wasn't any other hints of anything in there for me. It just smelled like peppermint. Very clean mint, almost like a toothpaste. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the sweetest peppermint smell, and I was expecting there to be little nuances of like chocolate or other things considering the name. However, that's totally okay, and I did like the scent overall. I got some awesome bubble pops out of this base, and then it was time to assemble this beautiful DIY. As a DIY, this slime came with a cute little cocoa cup base. I think this is supposed to act like some of those cookie cocoa cups that you can get or you can make in the holidays, and I thought it was really adorable. It also came with some hot chocolate to put inside as like a lava cake cookie cup effect. And the brown slime that came inside to be the hot chocolate was a little bit scented like chocolate to me, but it was very light. I love the add-ins that I got with this slime. I thought the candy cane and the little marshmallows on top really made the whole thing. My clay piece was nice and soft when I unwrapped it. It was actually really, really soft. I was surprised at how moist this clay was, and I was very excited to see how it was going to mix. The clay was super moist, so it mixed in very quickly, especially because I had this added bit of brown slime that was just like the base, thick and glossy. It mixed in pretty quickly. Of course, because of the brown, we do end up with this brown color, but it was cool to see everything swirl together. One thing I will note is that I ended up having to activate this slime a lot. I think because the clay was so moist and then there was that added thick and glossy that it just really melted this slime. I tried my best to mix in that clay as much as I could before I activated it, but it still needed to be activated. It was super, super sticky and very, very, very slimy. However, after I activated this slime, it became perfect. It was the perfect sleigh mixture. I was able to get this slime pretty inflated since there was clay in there. However, it did take a lot. I think that thick and glossy just like eats up the clay. So I did have to play with it and pull it a lot to get some of this inflation. And it didn't inflate as much as other slimes that I've put clay in do. However, I still really enjoyed this slime. It definitely screamed like mint chocolate chip or peppermint hot chocolate to me, and it just felt like the holidays. The texture of this slime after I activated it was perfect. However, I will say that because that clay was so moist and we did add in some more of that thick and glossy that wasn't as thick as the original base, it did kind of turn into soup at first. So I think that if the shop could improve their recipe a little bit more or maybe provide more of a drier clay, that would help a lot. Either way, I was able to fix it with the tools provided, so I'm not going to take off any points for the texture. With all of that said, I am giving this slime 5 out of 5 popcorns. Next up is Frosted Candy Cane. This is a clear-based slime filled with these beautiful iridescent binsu beads and some candy cane Fimos on top. This slime, of course, was scented like peppermint. It smelled very much like the peppermint cocoa I had tried before. It was more of this minty, fresh kind of toothpaste peppermint smell. So I was a little concerned as I took this out and started to play with it. It was super, super sticky, which happens with clear slimes and Binsu beads. So I was not too worried. I thought I can activate around it and it would be okay. However, that was not the case. I added a ton of activator to this slime to the point where I thought that the slime might rip, and it was still extremely tacky. I'm not sure what was going on, if it was the type of clear glue that was used, or if it was just the mixture of the Binsu beads, or maybe something weird with the formula. I'm not sure. But it made this slime difficult to enjoy because it was so sticky. So I came back to this slime later and I am still having some of the same problems. I activated it to the point where it almost rips when you start to play with it because of how filled with Binsu beads it is and the slime to bead ratio. But when I do like a little pull or even a tiny bit of that clear slime gets stuck to me, there are strings and it's super sticky. This slime has so much potential, and of course maybe I got a bad batch and this in no way reflects the whole slime shop overall. That was just my experience with this one. And for those reasons, I'm giving this slime 3 out of 5 popcorns. The last slime I tried was called Grinchmas Latte. For those of you who don't know or haven't seen my previous holiday videos, I really like the Grinch, so I was very excited for this one. I really liked the color of this slime. It reminded me of when you mix green pigment into a frosting and make this homemade green frosting. This base, like the others, was very similar in terms of its texture and thick and glossiness. As a DIY slime, I also got a white slime on top. I was thinking it was going to be a thick and glossy as well. However, it was a butter slime and it was so fun to puff up, and it was the perfect whipped cream texture. It just felt like marshmallow fluff and I was in love. Additionally, this slime came with some really cute red and green sprinkles, as well as some heart Fimos, which are so cute and play into the Grinch story so much. Lastly, I got this charm that said Grinchmas Blend and looked like a Starbucks logo, and guys, this is so cute. I really liked mixing the white butter into this thick and glossy. It was really enjoyable. It lightened up the color only a tad, and it just was really fun. The end texture of this slime was a beautiful sleigh slime that was colored this minty green. Okay, as for the scent of this slime, it kind of smelled like the vanilla latte one minus the little bit of coffee that was added inside. It really reminded me of a cream cheese buttercream, and it was kind of this sharp, sweet scent. It was much like the first scent that I wasn't a super huge fan of. I can see how people could like this, although for me, it had the undercuts of cream cheese, and I'm not a huge cream cheese frosting person. Let me know if you like cream cheese frosting in the comments below. I think the smell is what gets me. Like, I really like the taste, but for some reason it just smells like bad milk to me. I don't know. That's just me. Anyways, so that is why I did not like the scent of this slime. However, it's just not what I was expecting, and I would have liked to see a little bit of a different scent because it seems like this vanilla cake icing scent is the base for a lot of their slimes, and then they kind of add into that. I would have liked to see a little bit more variety in the scents. However, that being said, this slime was amazing. I was able to inflate it a lot. It turned so poofy and sizzly and was just so Christmas. I thought this slime was super creative. I really liked it, and for all of those reasons, it's getting 5 out of 5 popcorns from me. I would definitely say that Snoop Crunch is an underrated slime shop that needs to be more popular. Guys, be sure to check out this shop. I will link the Instagram and Etsy below, but you are definitely missing out. This is so good, and I don't know why this shop hasn't just taken off more. So that is all for this year of 2021, Kernels. I am out until the new year, but coming in the year of 2020, tell me what you like to see. What videos can I do for you in this next year? I definitely think I might do some re-review videos or do like a countdown of my top slimes from the past 6 months. I don't know. I'm open to any suggestions. As always, you Kernels mean the world to me. Keep poppin', and I'll see you in the new year.